Hi, Taylor T. Carlson, and I am back with another video for you. Back into the world of retro gaming today. We looked at things from Sega, Nintendo, the TurboGrafx, and now we're going to look at another retro system, the Neo Geo Mini. Neo Geo products were always very elusive when I was a kid. They were very expensive, obscure, and I certainly never owned any of them as a child. I wasn't really aware of Neo Geo and SNK until like the late 90s, early 2000s, when there were a lot of like versus crossover titles that featured SNK characters. Today we're going to be looking at one of the Samurai Shodown edition models. This is the Ukyo Tachibana model. I really hope I'm pronouncing that name right. I'm not super familiar with Samurai Shodown, but we're going to do an unboxing and then we're going to take a look at this thing in action. So, just showing off what's on here. There's nothing on the bottom. Got the Neo Geo logo on top there. And then on the back here, we've got just sort of a look at what's included as far as the games go. Now, I thought this was a Japanese import system, but you'll notice on the packaging there's actually an ESRB rating, so I guess this was made for the American market. Probably multiple markets based on what I'm seeing in here. The instruction manual's even in a few different languages. So let's crack it open and see what we've got in here. Okay, we just cracked the box open. Here's one of the controllers. The unit and the controllers in this set are translucent blue. The other Samurai Shodown limited editions are also translucents of different colors. There's a white one, red one, and black one as well. And here you can see the buttons. You got your select and start here, your four main action buttons, and your stick. I've seen a lot of complaints online about how the sticks on here don't really have the click to them that a lot of others do, and I can't really speak for the past of a lot of Neo Geo products, because again, I did not own any of them growing up, seeing as how elusive this stuff was back in the day. The unit also includes an official USB power cord right here. Got the standard USB, and this is USB-C that plugs into the system here. You can kind of see that's actually got the Neo Geo logo on it, which is pretty nifty. Okay, the other side of the box, we've got another controller. Again, that's pretty much identical to the other one that we just looked at. And here we've got our HDMI cable. Again, this is mini HDMI to HDMI. So if you look right here, this actually, it says HDMI on the one side, the other side, like with the USB cord, that's got the Neo Geo logo on it. It's kind of tough to see because it's printed pretty small, but okay, we'll put that aside. And next up, of course, we have the actual unit itself. There are some decals somewhere in the box that go on this, but again, you got pretty much the same button arrangement that you do on the controller itself and the stick right here. Like the controllers, it doesn't have the clicky stick, which I know will be a point of contention for some. Here's the side. You got the Neo Geo logo there. Controller hooks into there. Other side, same deal. That's where the controller hooks in. Here's the back of the unit. This little Neo Geo circle there, that's the power. Then you got the places where you'll plug in your HDMI cords and your USB power source as well. And on the front here, it says, please turn off before use. That's just a screen protector, so there's our screen. And what else we got in here? I'm guessing this right here is the no-slip pad that goes on the bottom. There's the back. We got something in this little white envelope here. Please unpack from here, it says. We're ripping this open. Okay, this is the Ukyo Tachibana collector's card that comes with it. If you buy one of these Samurai Shodown models, it comes with a collector's card of the respective character they're representing in there. This is the decal pack, so let's go ahead and open this up. So it looks like you have a choice of two different marquee stickers to put on top of the unit. There's one of Ukyo Tachibana himself, and then there's a more basic Samurai Shodown one there as well. And there's this decal which will actually go over the control pad on the unit. And this is just an FCC certificate here, nothing really worth writing home about there. Here's the instruction manual. There's a little pamphlet inserted there about how to reset the default language on the system. Table of contents, they've actually got this in several languages, so I'm guessing SNK created this with the ambition of selling it in different territories. Here's the English language stuff right here. Here's a look at how to operate the system. Directory of the buttons and controls. And there's a few more things about hooking up the controllers and where to contact if you're having troubles with the unit. So why don't we put some of this stuff on and get down to business. Also, before I put that no stick pad on, here's a look at the bottom of the unit before that goes on. You got the SNK logo there and manufacturing info and so forth. Okay, I've just finished setting this up, putting the stickers and the non-slip pad on. I put the Ukyo Tachibana sticker in the upper marquee section, as you can see here. Put this sticker across the control pad here, which kind of looks like an old SNK arcade cabinet. And then on the bottom here, we've got the no stick pad. I have purchased other Neo Geo mini units in the past. None of them actually came with the no stick pad, so I wonder if that's exclusive to certain versions, including the Samurai Shodown versions like I've got here. And before I started playing the Samurai Shodown version I just wanted to show you two of the other units that I've got as well. This one right here is the international version. This was, I'm guessing, primarily made for, distribution and play outside of Japan. And this has 40 games on it. I had to get this version because this is the only one of the variants that has Ghost Pilots on it, which was a great shooter they used to play all the time on Nick Arcade on Nickelodeon back in the 90s. And then this is the limited edition Christmas edition. It's got gold buttons and like a winter theme. Got a snowflake decal here. Got a sticker up there as well. This one has 48 games in it, including a few that aren't in any of the other units. Okay, I now have the unit plugged into the wall. We're going to turn this on and just do it a little with the screen and controls on here for a minute, see how that turns out. Here's the back of the system. We're going to hit the power button, which is right here. I do apologize if these camera angles are a little awkward. It's just kind of hard to do this sort of thing on here, but got our anniversary thing, Neo Geo logo. Okay, here's our game selection. We can scroll through on here. Not surprisingly, there's a whole bunch of Samurai Shodown games on there. But I'm just kind of scrolling through here, showing you an idea of what's included here. If you're an old SNK fan, you probably see several titles you recognize. But before we go into the actual games, let's take a look at what options we have up here. Okay, this is for SNK's official website, Facebook, and Twitter. We're not going to do any of that right now because not really necessary. Settings, language, that's in English, so that's where we want it. We can sort the games by default setting or recently played. We'll just leave that on default. You can adjust the brightness, you can adjust the volume, and everything on there is pretty much good. And then this says copyright right here. We'll click in there. We got 40 games on here. Why don't we scroll through here and find one to try out? Okay, just for kicks, why don't we go with Alpha Mission 2? I notice the title screen actually says Last Guardian 2, so this might be one of those games that actually had different titles in each region, so let's hit start. Let's just go with easy because we're just doing this for demonstration purposes. A-type controls are fine. Okay, there's our fire button, upgrade. Anyway, I don't know how well you can see it on here, on account of this is just the LCD screen that's attached to the unit, but you get an idea of how this looks now. Okay, I just unplugged this from the wall, and we are going to hook this up to the TV now. Got our controller here as well. And I've got some other hookups already in the wall that I actually put in with my other Neo Geo Minis, so we'll fire this up in just a second. Okay, that's in. We got to hook in our. Okay, we got our mini HDMI in. We got our USB-C in. So pushing the power button. Okay, you'll notice the unit is now hooked up to the TV. If it's hooked up to the TV and you got all your hookups in place, you'll notice the actual unit itself just displays the Neo Geo logo. I'll adjust the camera now. This is just playing a demo for Top Players Golf, so there's a look at what you can expect there. Okay, I got the controller in hand, so let's take a look here. One player. Okay, pick our character. That also speaks Japanese, so I have no idea what this means. Probably have to change.
Left side of fairway is safer because of river and rice, but try to keep ball on right side of fairway for easier second shot to green.
Okay, so oddly enough, the girl apparently speaks in English, and all the text is in Japanese. This screen's in English, but let's have a look. See what we got here. Okay, I guess that button. Stats. Okay. Let's shoot. And this is why I'm not a golfer. Pushing select and start at the same time brings you into this option menu. You've got a save menu here where you can save 4 save states. Got a load screen again, you can load your save states there. Screen, there's a few different options here. I don't totally know what all of these mean because they're not accompanied by any text. Okay, I'm guessing this puts everything in 4:3, which is the proper ratio, and then this I'm guessing is like, you know, overscan. So yeah, now we got it in 4:3, so that's good. Go back to that menu. Image quality optimization is an option here. We'll hit on that. I'm guessing that's like some sort of auto enhancer. The image quality on these games, admittedly, is not the best. That's one point of contention I've seen in a lot of reviews for the system. And let's see up here, just see if we got the same option screen we have on the other. Yeah, there's just the link to the Facebook, Twitter, and official website. Settings. You do have those screen options available on here, which were also in the select and start menu within the game. So and there's your obligatory copyright info. I'll scroll through this game list. You can probably see this a little better on the TV than you can on the little screen I was using earlier. So got a lot of, you know, King of Fighters, Samurai Shodown, of course, King of the Monsters, Magician Lord, the Metal Slug franchise. In fact, maybe we'll try one of those out. Outside of fighting games, this is probably the franchise that SNK is best known for. Okay. Start. But you can sort of get an idea of how these games look and run on here. It's actually not too bad looking. I have heard, again, a lot of complaints in regard to picture quality, and I admit that it's not as good as some of the other retro consoles, but it's not bad at all. I mean, and of course here I'm getting my butt kicked by giant crabs, which is about as much fun as it sounds, but anyway, we'll just keep moving forward. And again, I'm just testing a few of these games out to see how they run. As I mentioned earlier, the lack of a click in the joysticks is kind of annoying. I don't think that's a deal breaker by any means, but anyway, we'll go back to the main menu here. Okay, we'll exit. Scroll through here a little more, see what else we got. Okay, how about League Bowling? We'll try that out. Obviously, the fighting games are the real draw when it comes to SNK, but I want to show off a few of the games that, you know, aren't the ones that you'd normally expect. Okay. Yeah, so I guess SNK actually had a pretty decent bowling game even long before the Wii did, so that's pretty impressive right there. So we want to shoot straight, so we'll move over a little to the left, and wish me luck. And I've got that one pin that didn't quite get it. And I think that's enough of that for now. And there you sort of get an idea of what to expect from this system. You've seen footage of it being played just from the LCD screen on the unit as well as on a modern HD TV. Honestly, I think the games on here don't look half bad, but it's almost like they've probably had some degree of noise reduction applied, so admittedly, it's not the best that these games could look. I have other retro consoles that do have better picture quality. One thing you'll notice was missing when I did the unboxing, there is no USB power brick. I just had to use my own when I was doing all of the stuff that you just saw. Fortunately, you probably have a bunch of those laying around the house from things like cell phones that you've charged, so there really shouldn't be a shortage of those, although considering I paid about $120 for this set, it should have been included. I mean, we got the HDMI and the USB in there, and it was kind of cool that they had their own custom SNK Neo Geo ones in there. Why couldn't they do a power brick with the same customization? I think that would have been a nice touch there. Likewise, like I said also, the different variants of this system do have different game selections, although all of the Samurai Shodown units have the same 40 games on them, with the exception of the limited edition Samurai Spirits Kuroko edition that's only available in Japan, and that has 48 games. Another wasted opportunity here is the fact that the system is in no way portable. The unit always has to be plugged into a wall. With its little size, I mean, this would have been a nice little portable unit that you could carry around with you. If it had like a rechargeable built-in battery, it would have been a match made in heaven, but unfortunately, we don't get that option. SNK also went with some rather odd options as far as the power plant and display settings go. For instance, they used a mini HDMI to HDMI cable rather than just using regular HDMI on both ends like nearly every other retro console on the market does. Likewise, the power source that plugs into the system is a USB-C port rather than the mini USB that they use on most of the other retro consoles. I wish they would have made this, a little more universal, a little more compatible and consistent with other mini consoles on the market, although, again, that's certainly not a deal breaker. In a way, I kind of like that they have things that make this system unique and set it apart from the rest. As I've stated in other videos and reviews for game systems and the like, I've always been a sucker for transparent controllers and transparent units, and like I showed you before, these are somewhat transparent. It's kind of hard to see through a camera, and it's kind of foggy, so you don't get like a crystal clear picture of what's going on in there. Same with the unit itself, but I do like that they offered that option for gamers who are a fan of that. All four of the Samurai Shodown units, the red, blue, black, and white, they are all transparent, and being a sucker for that kind of thing, I definitely didn't want to pass up having one of these. Have you had a chance to pick up a Neo Geo Mini yet? There's so many variants on the market that you have quite a few to choose from, and you can always go on the Wikipedia page for the Neo Geo company, and it has a list of what is and what isn't on each of the variants, so that can be pretty helpful in making your decision. If you've got one of these systems, are you a fan? Are you not a fan? Why don't you go ahead and comment down below and let me know what you think of this system if you managed to pick one up. Also, remember to like this video if you found it helpful and subscribe to my channel for more game reviews. I'm Taylor T. Carlson, and I will see you in my next video.